They offered me $30 million to kill their father. Cash. Offshore account. Untraceable. Just unplug the ventilator and walk away. They stood there in their Italian designer suits, checking their watches, treating their father's life like an inconvenient business meeting. What they didn't know, what I'd just discovered, was that he was already awake, and he heard every word. But before I tell you about the moment I extubated him in front of them, about his voice rising from what they thought was a deathbed, about watching their faces drain of color as their inheritance evaporated, let me take you back to the beginning, to the moment I had to choose between $30 million and my soul. My name is Dr. Nolan Price. I'm 38 years old, chief of the ICU at Mercy Presbyterian Hospital in Houston. And this is the story of how refusing blood money made me richer than I ever imagined. I've been a critical care physician for 12 years. I chose this specialty because I love the edge, the place where life and death are separated by monitoring equipment, medications, and split-second decisions. I'm good at my job, but I'm not rich. Medical school debt, $320,000. Still paying it off. My apartment is small. My car is 10 years old. I work 80-hour weeks. So when Derek Thorpe approached me with an offer of $30 million, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't tempted, even for just a second. It started 4 days ago. Conrad Thorpe was admitted to our ICU after a massive stroke. 70 years old, oil magnate, net worth estimated at $800 million. The stroke was severe. Left hemisphere. Significant damage. We induced a coma to let his brain heal, put him on a ventilator to help him breathe. His prognosis was uncertain. He might recover fully. He might have permanent deficits. He might not wake up at all. We wouldn't know for days, maybe weeks. His children arrived the day after admission. Derek and Chloe Thorpe, twins, 35 years old. Derek wore a Brioni suit that cost more than my monthly salary. Rolex on his wrist. Hair perfectly styled. He looked like he'd stepped off a yacht. Chloe wore Valentino. Carried a Birkin bag. Sunglasses that probably cost $5,000. They looked more annoyed than worried. How long until we know something? Derek asked. Not, is he going to be okay? Just how long? Stroke recovery is unpredictable, I explained. We've induced a coma to reduce brain swelling. We'll start waking him up in a few days. Then we'll assess cognitive function. A few days. Chloe checked her phone. We have commitments. Can't you speed this up? Speed up brain healing? No, that's not how it works. Derek exchanged a look with his sister. Something passed between them. Something I didn't like. Over the next 3 days, they barely visited. Maybe 20 minutes total. They'd stand at the foot of the bed, looking uncomfortable, then leave. Meanwhile, I checked on Conrad constantly. His vitals were stable. His brain swelling was decreasing. He was progressing exactly as we'd hope. On day 4, Derek asked to speak with me privately. We met in the family conference room. Private. Soundproof. Derek closed the door. Chloe was there too. Dr. Price, let's be honest. What are his actual chances? Of what? Survival? Recovery? I need you to be more specific. Of waking up and being himself. Functional. Not a vegetable. I don't use that term. But his chances of meaningful recovery are around 40 to 60%. And if he doesn't recover, he could be like this for months? Years. Possibly. Derek leaned forward. That's not acceptable. I'm sorry, but brain damage doesn't consult your schedule. Dr. Price, you seem like a pragmatic man. Let me ask you something. How much student debt do you have? My stomach tightened. That's personal. 300,000? 350? I know what doctors make. What you owe. What you'll be paying off for the next 20 years. What's your point? My point is that you're a smart man stuck in a broken system, working yourself to death while barely staying afloat financially. Chloe spoke now. Our father is suffering, trapped in his own body. The compassionate thing would be to let nature take its course. Nature is taking its course. He's healing. Derek smiled, not warmly. Dr. Price, what if nature needed a little help? What if tonight there was a complication, a respiratory issue, equipment malfunction? These things happen in ICUs. The room went cold. Are you asking me to kill your father? I'm asking you to end his suffering. And I'm offering you $30 million to do it. I couldn't breathe. $30 million. Enough to pay off my debt 300 times over. Retire tomorrow. Never work again. Offshore account, Derek continued. Cayman Islands. Completely untraceable. You go in tonight. Turn off the ventilator. Walk away for coffee. When you come back, he's gone. Natural causes. No one questions an ICU death. Chloe added, we'll sign whatever paperwork you need. Witnessed. It'll look completely legitimate. Why would you do this? He's your father. Derek's mask slipped. Just for a second. I saw pure greed. Our father is a difficult man. Controlling. He's threatened to cut us off dozens of times. We have debts. Commitments. We need our inheritance now. Not in 5 years when he finally dies anyway. You want me to murder him for money. We want you to end his suffering for compensation. Semantics, Dr. Price. I stood up. I need to check on your father. Is that a yes? That's a let me think about it. I left before they could say more. I walked directly to Conrad's room. My hands were shaking. Not from fear. From rage. These people wanted to pay me to kill their father so they could buy yachts and pay off gambling debts. I entered Conrad's room, closed the door, drew the blinds. Then I did what I should have done hours earlier. I actually looked at his chart. Conrad had been on full sedation for 3 days. But this morning, the neurology team had started lightening it. Standard protocol. We need to weigh patients up periodically to assess brain function. The sedation had been off for 12 hours. 12 hours. I looked at Conrad. Really looked at him. His eyes were moving under his eyelids. His fingers twitched occasionally. These weren't random movements. These were signs of consciousness. I grabbed a pen light, checked his pupils. They tracked the light. Not perfectly, but they tracked. He wasn't in a coma anymore. He was sedated, yes, but conscious, aware, which meant I leaned close to his ear. Mr. Thorpe, if you can hear me, squeeze my hand. I placed my hand in his. For 3 seconds, nothing. Then a weak squeeze. Deliberate. Clear. My heart stopped. Can you open your eyes? Slowly, with effort, Conrad's eyelids opened. His eyes found mine. Focused. Alert. Furious. He tried to speak, but couldn't. The breathing tube prevented it. I grabbed a tablet, pulled up a note-taking app, put it in his shaking hands. Can you write? He typed slowly, one finger trembling. I heard them. Your children? The offer. Yes. How much did you hear? Everything. Wanted me dead for money. I sat back. Jesus Christ. Conrad kept typing. Play along. Let them think you'll do it. I want to see their faces. You want me to fake killing you? No. Extubate me. I can breathe. Want to talk to them. I checked his vitals, his oxygen levels, his respiratory drive. He was right. He could breathe on his own. We've been planning to extubate tomorrow anyway. Are you sure? This is going to be dramatic. Good. They deserve dramatic. Call my lawyer. Have him wait outside. I looked at this 70-year-old stroke victim, plotting revenge on his own children from hospital bed. You're terrifying, you know that. He managed a weak smile. I made 2 calls. One to Conrad's lawyer, James Whitmore. He was at the hospital in 20 minutes. The second call was to Derek. It's Dr. Price. Come to your father's room. It's time. They arrived within minutes. Both of them, dressed impeccably, checking their phones. Is it done? Derek asked. Not yet. I wanted you here. To say goodbye. Chloe forced tears into her eyes. Impressive acting. They entered the room, stood at the foot of the bed. Conrad's eyes were closed now, playing his part. He looks peaceful, Chloe said. Her voice was perfect, sad, concerned. Derek looked at me. So, I walked to the ventilator, put my hand on the controls. Derek smiled, actually smiled. He was already counting his millions. I didn't turn it off. I extubated Conrad, removed the breathing tube completely. What are you doing? Derek's voice rose. He should stop breathing. He should die. Conrad coughed, cleared his throat. His eyes opened, and with a voice like gravel, rough from 4 days of intubation, he spoke. Not today, Derek, and not for $30 million. The color drained from both their faces. Chloe stumbled backward. Daddy? Oh, thank God. You're awake. We were so worried. Shut up. Conrad's voice was weak, but sharp. I heard everything. Every word. You wanted to pay this doctor to murder me, so you could get your inheritance early. That's not. We would never. I was awake, Chloe. Aware. I heard you planning my death like a business transaction. Derek tried different tactics. Anger. This is entrapment. The doctor tricked us. The doctor saved my life by refusing your blood money. I stayed by the monitors. Silent. This wasn't my show. Conrad pressed the call button. A nurse entered, saw he was awake, and gasped. Get James Whitmore. He's in the waiting room. James entered. 70 years old, Conrad's lawyer for 40 years. He looked at Conrad, alive and awake, and smiled. James, Conrad's voice was getting stronger. I want you to do the following immediately. Are you recording? Yes, Conrad. 1. Revoke my current will. Draft a new one. Derek and Chloe receive nothing. 0. Their trust funds are dissolved. Their credit cards are canceled. Today. Daddy, no. Chloe dropped the act. You can't do this. 2. The $30 million they offered Dr. Price to murder me. Transfer that amount from their trust funds to establish the Conrad Thorpe Medical Research Fund. Dr. Price will direct its usage. I couldn't speak. 3. Ban them from all Thorpe family properties, businesses, and gatherings. They are no longer my heirs. They are no longer my children. Derek lunged forward. Security, called by the nurse, caught him. You can't do this. We're your family. Family doesn't hire assassins. Conrad looked at them with something beyond anger. Disappointment. Get them out of my sight. Security escorted them out. Derek was screaming. Chloe was crying. Real tears now. When they were gone, Conrad looked at me. Dr. Price, thank you for refusing their offer, for having integrity they couldn't buy. I just did my job. No, you did more. Most people would have been tempted. 30 million is a lot of money. I was tempted, I admitted, for about 3 seconds. Then I remembered why I became a doctor. Conrad smiled. The research fund is real. $30 million. You'll direct how it's used. Make it count. Conrad, that's too much. It's not enough. But it's a start. 2 months later, I stood at the dedication ceremony for the Price Neuroscience Research Wing at Mercy Presbyterian Hospital. $30 million. Funding stroke research, brain injury rehabilitation, cutting-edge neurology studies. My name on the building. My student loans paid off completely, and a salary increase to Director of Critical Care Research. Conrad attended the ceremony. Fully recovered. 80% of his function restored. He walked with a cane, but walked. Derek and Chloe weren't there. Last I heard, they were working. Actual jobs. Chloe at a boutique in Dallas. Derek in real estate. No trust funds. No inheritance. They tried to fight the will change. Lost. Conrad's lawyer had recorded everything. Conrad approached me after my speech. You know what the best part is? He said. What? They would have inherited $800 million eventually. In my original will. But they got greedy, wanted it early, and lost everything. Greed is expensive. Very. And integrity? Apparently that pays $30 million. I laughed. Apparently. What will you do with it? The research fund. Change the world. Or at least try. Study why some people recover from strokes and others don't. Develop better treatments. Save lives. That's what I hoped you'd say. Today, the Price Neuroscience Research Wing has published 17 papers, developed 3 new treatment protocols, improved stroke survival rates by 12% in our hospital, and I sleep well at night. Because I learned something that night when Derek offered me $30 million. There are 2 types of wealth. The kind you can count, and the kind you can't. Derek and Chloe had the first type, and they were willing to commit murder to get more of it. I have the second type, the ability to look at myself in the mirror, to know I chose right when it mattered, to use resources to help people instead of hoard them. That second type of wealth, it's priceless. They thought money could buy death as easily as it bought their lifestyle. They forgot that greed is loud, but survival is silent and listening. By trying to expedite their inheritance, they signed their own bankruptcy. Integrity is the only investment that never loses value. Because sometimes the person you think is helpless is actually the one holding the gavel. Conrad is 71 now. He rewrote his will. His fortune goes to charities, research funds, and organizations that actually help people. His children get nothing, and they have only themselves to blame. As for me, I'm not a millionaire. The money went to research, not my pocket. But I'm richer than I've ever been. Because I know what I'm worth. And it's more than $30 million.